Hey, what's up everyone? It's Aaron here, and today we're going to be drawing a super cool looking gargoyle, or at least how my brain imagines a gargoyle. So let's get started. So when I'm drawing any sort of mythical creature, I always imagine it in a different way than when it was first thought of. So the gargoyle for me is like a huge, bulky, just giant muscular creature that could like lift a car with no struggle at all. So we're gonna try and put in that brutish kind of just straight up massively strong feel. So we're gonna give him giant horns on his head. We're gonna kind of give him deep set eyes with like a massive forehead. We're going to try and get in kind of not really sure how to describe it, but we're going to try and give him like mean looking eyes. Let's see if we can pull this off. So we got some cool mean looking eyes. And then we're going to try a little nose, so we're going to kind of give him like a snub nose almost, just kind of draw two little J's right there. And then we're going to bring down his face into kind of like a big underbite. We're not going to make him smiling, he needs to be angry. So we're going to bring in this giant frown, almost kind of angry look, and we're going to bring in some big teeth. So right in here, and then right here, and we're going to draw one on the side, right in there, and that just kind of gives him like a brutish, kind of just strong look. So we're gonna give him like a big chin, like we did with our heroic dragon. Kind of bring it to the side out here. And then we're going to draw some lines on his horns, just like this. Just kind of give it a little bit of texture. We're going to draw out a little detail for his eyebrows. Just draw some lines on there, just lightly, don't make them too dark. And then we're going to draw like the bottom lip with just a light line following the same guide as the original mouth. So we're gonna put in his pupils, make them kind of small, and then draw the iris around it. And then we're going to bring out the curve of his jaw, and then bring down his neck. So for his neck, we want to make him look kind of like a thick neck with strong neck muscles and stuff. So we're going to draw in those little tendons right there. Drawing his little esophagus that you can see. Just give him some cool, just like not too detailed, but just some texture on his neck, so you can see it right there. And then we're going to draw in his little shoulders. We're going to bring it up and curve it around, and so it's going to be kind of the same process that we've used for arm muscles before in the spider meme drawing and the heroic dragon drawing, but we're going to make him a lot bigger and more muscular. So I'll time lapse through this so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, so there's one giant muscular arm. Looks pretty cool. We gave him kind of dull claws over here. Drew in the little tendons here. We're going to draw some detail on his knuckles, on his fingers, and draw a little line here to kind of show separation of the hand. So there's our nice looking muscular arm. We have a few details in there, and just kind of, it just looks pretty cool and big and bulky. So we're going to now draw his chest. So he's going to be facing to the left a little bit. So we're going to just kind of follow along with his head, make his chest out, bring out like this. Just kind of make giant pectoral muscles. Draw a little line to just like not too dark, because the darker they are, the less it's going to add to the kind of detail you want. So we're going to try and draw a little light line right here, draw in the sides of his body, and bring it down, and we're going to try and do some abs. So we're going to draw a little line of separation up here for his pectorals, and then draw kind of abdominal muscles around here, just curved lines with a line in the middle, almost following the design of the pectorals, but you want to make them smaller and a little bit, and they're going to be inside the body instead of like part of the body. So you don't want to make them look too you don't want to make them too dark, because it's going to lose that detail that we need. So leave the sides of the body for now, because we're going to need to draw some obliques later. So we're going to give him some giant abs, like so. Bring them up. And what do you say? We give him an 8-pack. He's a gargoyle. He needs muscles. Alright. So there's our abs, and then we're going to draw the obliques, which are the kind of, if you have abs at all and you flex your abs, you can see on the sides of your body those little lines, and those are your obliques. They're just little muscles on the sides of your abs. So we're going to draw kind of on this side, we're going to draw kind of just little jutting out pieces, and then just tiny, ever so slight lines leading up to the abs. But for this side, we're going to need them more defined looking, because this side has more showing. So we're going to draw, again, just light lines, but make them a little bit darker. And then we're going to draw little lumps once again on this side. So just take your time, and I'll time lapse through the rest of the drawing of the body. Alright, so we just drew in the rest of his oblique muscles and gave him a little bit of detail on the side here, and then we drew in his other arm. So nothing too crazy. So now we're going to get into his legs. So we're going to bring them out like this, and then draw in his giant muscular thighs.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully. and then we're going to bring them out, drawing the underside right here of his thigh, bring it in, and then put in his little knee. So there's his thigh, and so we're going to draw a line here and draw a line here to represent the thigh muscles. And then we're going to draw another one just here, just kind of detail it up a little bit with some super light lines, and then we're going to start on his calves. So for the calves, we want to make it we're going to follow the same kind of process as we did with every other drawing of calves we did, but we want to make him look more muscular and more defined. So we're going to bring it out, and then bring this out and down. So human-like muscles, because my kind of idea for a gargoyle is a human-like creature that's about 10 feet tall and just muscular and jacked in every way possible. So we got him some muscular calves and some muscular thighs. So let's draw on his feet. We're going to give him kind of stub-toed kind of feet. So we're going to draw it in like this, and then almost like a giant shoe, and then we're going to draw in some little toes, some little nice looking dull clawed toes, just like this. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna draw in a little lump here for his ankle, and then just some lines to represent the tendons for his toes, and then we're gonna repeat it on this side. So let's do it. Alright, so there we have his other leg kind of facing a little bit towards more where the camera would be facing, and so we have kind of a different shape for the calf because of where how his leg is positioned, but it's not too different from this. You just have to make it look a little bit more 3D, so draw out this side just a little bit more and kind of jut it out, make the knee a little bit more facing toward the camera. So yeah, it's not too bad once you get the hang of it. And so now the one thing that gargoyles need to kind of be a gargoyle is wings. So we're going to give him giant wings kind of folding out like this. So of course, to support his weight, he'd need giant wings. So we're going to go ahead and start drawing those in, just like we did with the heroic dragon. So we're going to draw the kind of shoulder behind his arms. Draw it out like this. Go up. and then bring it out and down, just like that. So there's the basic shape for our wing, just kind of like a zigzag line with a little spiky at the top. So we're going to go ahead and draw in the rest of it without the flesh in the middle. So time lapse through this. Alright, so there's our shape for the wing. So we have it without the flesh in there, because for the flesh we're going to do something or a little bit different. It's going to be more tattered than we had our heroic dragon looking, because we want to make this guy look like he's been in quite a few battles. So once we finish that and the other wing, we're going to detail up some like scars and stuff on his chest and arms and his head, everywhere, because we want to make him look like he's been in fights before. So let's get the tattered look for the wings, or for the wing flesh going, and then I'll start work on the other one. So I'll just time lapse through this, and then we'll get to detailing his scars. Alright, so there's his tattered wings. So one thing I did differently that I didn't do with the heroic dragon is I did these little diamond and triangle shaped holes on each wing, just to kind of make it look like his wings have not only been kind of cut or tattered on the flesh, on the ends of them, but also in the actual like midsection of the wings. So it just kind of adds another little detail that makes it look a little bit better and just kind of adds more story to the design of the character if they have wings. So one thing that I forgot to do that we need to do is give him a tail, because I mean it's basic physics. You need a tail to fly. Airplanes have tails, dragons have tails. I mean, they would kind of look weird if they didn't, but that's just one thing that we need to add. So we're going to kind of make it look not complicated. It's just a curvy little line going down. Bring it up a little bit. if you want. You make the tail however you want. And then we're just gonna add a little triangle at the end. Boom. There's our little tail. We might add some spikes onto it later if we feel like it, but let's get started on his scars. So this is gonna really tell a story about this character, because in my eyes, or in my brain, gargoyles are kind of like war focused creatures, and they mainly fight in their kind of tribe, I guess you could call it. So one of their main focuses is combat and strength. So when we're drawing these scars, we want to make them look just kind of, I wouldn't say, you'll see. It's gonna work out. So we want to make them follow the kind of curve of his muscles. So for a scar or scratches on his pectoral muscle here, we're going to kind of darken them to make it look like kind of clotted blood, if you will. And we're going to kind of curve them out like this. If they're on the inside, you would curve them inward like this to make them kind of follow the natural curvature of what his muscles would be like. So on this one, we're going to add kind of one like this. And then on his arm, we're going to add a few, just kind of curving around his bicep. Maybe add one on his elbow. And then we're going to add one on his forearm up here. Or let's say 3 on his forearm up here. And then we're going to add some on his legs, so on his calf maybe. And then on his thigh up here. Just kind of try and follow the natural look of muscles in the real world, and it'll kind of help you with the 3D aspect of whatever you're drawing. So we're going to do a couple little scratches on his shoulder here, and then maybe a kind of scar down his eye. So follow up this way, and then we're going to curve it out along his eye, or his eyebrow up here, and then down below his eye. So kind of curve it when it hits his eyebrow, and then curve it up and back down, and then across his eye. So it makes it look like it's kind of jutting out like so. It just kind of adds to the 3D aspect of his face. So there is our gargoyle, and I don't know, should we add some spikes? Let's add some spikes. Alright, so we're going to draw a little spiky up on the top of his head, kind of draw down his neck. Maybe they get bigger and you can kind of see them just barely poking out on his back. And then we're going to draw them slowly get bigger across his tail, because we would be able to see, like his tail would be turning this way and we'd be able to see him more. So just kind of draw them whatever shape you want. I'm kind of going with a kind of triangular shape, but one side is kind of curved inwards. And then just finish it off at his little tail there. Alright, there is our gargoyle. I think that looks absolutely amazing. I hope yours turned out great, and I hope you learned some stuff about how to draw kind of scars on muscles and eyebrows, how to draw good wings. And yeah, that's going to be it for me today, everyone. So if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.